Welcome to Manifest Mindset by Affirm, Form, Attract. Your place to come to when you need tips and advice when manifesting. We are an affirmation channel and you can find all our affirmation videos on YouTube. Hello, and welcome to Manifest Mindset episode 10. This is my 10th one, and I'm going to congratulate myself because I have come a long way from thinking about doing a podcast and continue to think about the podcast and not doing it and then eventually getting here. So I'm going to give myself a big well done, a pat on my back, because it's all about those small celebrations. Anyway, let's press on. In this podcast, we are going to be talking about your reality, your life, and what happens when you continue to talk about the state of your life as it is now. Now, as you should be aware by now, that manifestation requires discipline, consistency, and persistence. Yes, you can manifest something in an hour, a few minutes, a day, week, whatever. But in the long haul, it does require some discipline. Now, one of the things that we are very disciplined about is talking about the state of our life as it currently stands. Whether you're in debt, need to lose weight, put on weight, a failed relationship, failed marriage, not doing well in school, college, or university. You do not like your work colleagues, but you love the job, or you hate the job, but you love the work colleagues, or you want to start a business and you haven't started all these things that go up and down and up. And what happens is we talk about our life to our friends or family because we need to get it out. We just need to get it out from our head and just release it. Unfortunately, by doing that, we end up just reaffirming what we do not want in our lives. And the best way to switch that around is to shut up. Basically, to shut up about it. And we've been talking about our lives for so long that it does require practice. It requires for you, the moment you start complaining, to be able to stop. Even just say, you know what, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm just going to remain positive, and then you just let it go. But there are times where you don't want to let it go. You want to have the rants. You want to express, and you want to just get everything out there. Because if you don't, you feel as though you are going to explode. Now, I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and I took the vacation to the island of talking about my reality. I laugh about it with my friends, joke about it. There are times when I am just frustrated and annoyed, and I talk about it, creating resistance and delaying my manifestations, etc. But also I have learned how to stop myself. And what I do is I know myself. So I said, listen, it's not going to be always possible to just stop. So implement some tactics in your life. Say to yourself, you know what? I need to get it out. I need to complain to my friend or whoever. I'm going to do it for maybe a couple of minutes, and I'm going to say, you know what? It's all good. Things are always working out for me. I just needed to let it go. But I know things are turning around. And flip the switch and just change your story. Now, obviously, the better part of that is to just not complain at all. But let's face it, we can't all do that. That takes some practice and time, and depending on your personality, will happen faster, or will happen sooner or later. Now, I have heard of speakers speak about even don't even joke about your life if you don't want it, because you can manifest it. And I agree and kind of not agree at the same time. I think it depends on your state of mind, where you are. If you're someone who's really good at manifesting, you can just joke around. I don't really think it's a problem. That's just my opinion. That's not fact. That's just an opinion. But if you're someone who's kind of struggling, you have a lot more frustrated days and you have calm days, then it probably isn't a good idea for you to even joke about your life. But sometimes we use humor to kind of get through the day, get through the week. But my advice would be, if you feel as though you can't just jump from not talking about it or joking about what's happening in your life, just say, you know what? But all is good. I'm going to laugh about it today, because tomorrow I know my life is going to be so much better. And then just add something else, because not only will it lift up your spirit, it will take away the seriousness of the issues that you're facing. Manifesting a better life is a practice. It's something that you have to consciously do until you learn how to subconsciously do it. That's why when you speak about your life, if it's not in a positive light or more so to how you want your life, you are just going to keep manifesting exactly where you are. It sounds frustrating, I know, and it sounds almost impossible because we are so used to just talking about our lives, what we did at work, our emotions, our feelings, what made us happy, what makes us sad. But this is something that if you want to get the life you deserve, get the life you want, and to bring your manifestations a little bit quicker, it's a change that I think that we all need to do. And if you can't, like I said, get it out of your system, change the narrative straight after and laugh about it and let it go. This is why some people like to journal, script, meditate, and frequently say affirmations, because you are up against yourself. Even if you're not speaking your life to someone out loud, you do replay sometimes things in your head, an argument, things that are annoying you, things that aren't working for your highest good. And because we are used to that train of thought, we have to just retrain ourselves. So next time you find yourself in a bind, frustrated, just reset and retell your story. This is going to work out. It always works out for me. And tomorrow is going to be an even better day. Just something small like that. I'm going to tell you a little story. A couple of days ago, my cat went and broke my son's laptop. It was a Mac Airbook that cost quite a lot of money. And he just all of a sudden jumped onto the keys of my son's laptop. I think he said then he went onto the screen because my son had it on his lap and the screen was back, and the cat decided to catapult himself off it, breaking the screen, and we can't use it. And so that means I'm going to have to get that fixed. And if I can't get that fixed, buy a whole brand new computer. And the computer's new. It's only 2 years old. And usually I would have lost it. I would have just kind of really lost it. But I had to just shrug my shoulders and said, you know what? If I have to go and get another computer, I'm going to get another computer. The money will come. The money will be there for me to get it and pay for it. And I let it go. Because it was so easy for me to explode, have a fit. And I just had a little mini fit the other day when I was recording a podcast, and it was going so smoothly. And then not a podcast, sorry, a video, and my software crashed and I couldn't save it because it didn't crash after I pressed yes to keep the take. And I had to do it again, and for half an hour I was just really just kind of like just not happy. Anytime I could have changed my story, I could have changed it, and I didn't. There are going to be times where affirming, changing your stories is not going to help. And sometimes I think you just got to see it through to the end. When you have those days where you just got to see it through to the end, and when you've calmed down, just kind of reaffirm your life, do something positive. And then 2 days later after that happened, this happened with my son's computer, and I was like, do you know what? It doesn't matter. It's not very convenient financially or otherwise, but I have a laptop. If my son needs it, he can just use that temporarily, whilst I will try and get this one fixed. And if we can't, we just have to buy a brand new one. And one of the reasons why something like that can be frustrating for many is because of money. And we know that if we had millions in the bank account, we just, okay, well, cool, we just buy another one. Like you just sort out the problem. The problem will be small when the money is there just to purchase another one. But when the money isn't there, that is when, you really feel it. And that's why these are the moments when you really have to dig down and say, do you know what? It's all good. And I'll tell you something, when I made that decision just to say, do you know what, the problem will be solved. Whether it be today, tomorrow, next week, next month, the problem will be solved. This laptop will either be fixed or it will be replaced with a brand new one. The moment I made that decision without any thought on how I'm going to pay for it or get the funds to pay for it, I felt at peace and I felt at ease. And the rest of my day was fine. A part of me was trying to get myself mad because that's what we're used to. Our brain is used to, no, you should be pissed off. I was like, no, I'm not going to be annoyed about this because it doesn't serve me. It doesn't help. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and the lesson here is about changing your story. I know it can be difficult, but like in my other podcasts, I've always talked about taking steps. In my videos on my YouTube, I talk about taking steps. If you cannot go from where you are to where you want to be, even in a mindset manner, take steps. You can't expect yourself to say, right, I'm going to go from always complaining to non-complaining. No, if you need to complain, give yourself a time. I'm going to complain for 2 minutes to myself, to a friend, take a deep breath, and I'm going to let it go. Next time you can do that and you can let it go and then reaffirm something else, positive. Find out what works for you and exercise that and keep it into practice. And before long, when things go wrong, no matter how big, you will either A, say, oh, well, and just find a solution, or you would just have a little 5-second little moan, and then you will get on with it. Anyway, everybody, happy manifesting. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget that you can check out my MP3s affirmations on Bandcamp at Affirm Form Attract, and you can also find more affirmation videos at Affirm Form Attract on YouTube, and my website will be coming soon.